Greetings in Christ. This is your 3-minute Psalm devotion for Psalm 42. I'm in Bakersfield again. My wife's having her weekly appointment, so this is where I am in my truck. So Psalm 42 is a hymn that many of you might remember because there was a classic Christian hippie song that used this psalm, and I still remember it. It's stuck in my head. It's Psalm 42:1. As the deer panteth for the water, so my soul longeth after thee. Some of you might remember that. So Psalms have enriched Christians throughout the centuries, even hippies. Now, let me read Psalm 42. This is a good psalm to read and be encouraged by when you are scorned and mocked and afflicted at the same time, because Luther points this out too, that Christians suffer hard times and affliction, and it's during those times that the heretics, the real heretics, are going to mock you and say, God doesn't like you. You know, you can think of Job, who suffered by God's ordination, by God's design, and yet Job had his mockers who railed at him, saying, you must have done something terribly awful. All right, so I'm going to read selected verses, make a few comments. Psalm 42, the subscription to the psalm, it points out this sons of Korah. Okay, these were liturgical worship singers in David's court. Descendants of the Korah who led the rebellion against Moses. Interestingly, you might have some bad eggs in your family tree. Well, these sons of Korah, these singers, had their own bad egg in their family tree. All right, verse 1. As a deer pants for flowing streams, so pants my soul for you, O God. My soul thirsts for God, for the living God. When shall I come and appear before God? My tears have been my food day and night, while they say to me continually, where is your God? And then I'm going to skip over to verse 10. As with a deadly wound in my bones, my adversaries taunt me, while they say to me continually, where is your God? Why are you cast down, O my soul, and why are you in turmoil within me? Hope in God, for I shall again praise him, my salvation and my God. There is an allusion to this psalm in the New Testament when Jesus is in the Garden of Gethsemane and he tells his disciples, my soul is troubled and in turmoil. And I can't help but thinking Christ was reflecting on this psalm. My soul is troubled, yet I'm going to hope in God. All right, so notice the great literary technique of where you're talking to your own soul. We have to learn to talk to our own soul too. When we feel afflicted and oppressed, we need to talk to our own soul and learn to encourage ourselves with the gospel and the free grace and gift of forgiveness in Jesus Christ. Notice again how there are enemies of the psalmist here, enemies of David. There were enemies of Christ who, when David was afflicted, when Christ was afflicted, they would, in their heretical way, say, you're obviously not very godly. Where's your God now? Come down from the cross, And in times of these oppression and scorning from the enemy, we have to learn to be meek and put it in God's hands and wait for his deliverance. All right, I've had enough. I'm hearing some fun music outside from the folks in Bakersfield. So I'm going to sign off. Have a blessed day in the Lord.